my alma mater, Colorado State University, is going
we'll get to that in the Mountain West preview section.
Right,
Yeah, they're playing against
what are we doing here?
The Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and they're each collectively 3 feet taller than the people. The cool thing is, this is actually a whole different season than last year. I don't know if you realize that. This is a whole new season.
Gentlemen? Hey!
question mark?
How we doing? Hey.
I'm so uncertain after a year.
Damn right. Welcome to
Are
Juice
you
Boys.
there?
Hey, can I speak, damn it?
Can you?
Welcome to the Juice Boys Show. Three brothers and lost so stupid. So stupid, guys. We start a weekly sports podcast. Too stupid to stop after 56 episodes.
7.
What? I'm still behind?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. The IQ is just continuing to drop as we speak.
No, I was wrong. It's 56.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it is
correct.
actually
Oh,
56 this
suck it,
time, but I was
Joey,
going to let
suck it.
Joey have that one. Just
Thanks,
tag an extra one
buddy.
on there. No one is paying attention.
Whenever you're listening, however you're listening, wherever, we thank you so much, guys. We have a special guest.
What's up?
Oh, baby.
We have a special guest.
Tell us about him.
He's been listening to the show since the beginning. We're going to call him the Big Peach.
The Big Peach. Wow. Would you mind turning around so we can verify, please?
Yes, the Big
He's
Peach.
shaking his head.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may know him as Mike from Georgia. My friend, welcome to program. How we
Welcome,
doing
Mike.
Glad
Welcome,
to be
Mike.
here. Thanks for having me.
I think
and
Mike
now-
and George is a better nickname than Big Peach. But,
No,
I like Mike from Georgia. I like Mike from
well
Georgia better.
established as Mike from Georgia, and you're like, nah,
Yeah.
I want to talk about his ass.
The Big Peach, baby, the Big Peach. Mike, I think everyone should, we should probably let everyone know. He lives in Colorado now, like very recently.
I do.
But he
Hell
is
yeah. Welcome back.
I'll always be Mike from Georgia, though. to the
Always.
show.
Absolutely.
always. Shows drop every Friday. Be sure to follow on Instagram, YouTube, Tickety Talk, all the latest pieces of fun sports content. Mike, before we even start, please name all your biases, all the teams you root for in every sport, so we can proceed in trashing them.
NFL, Broncos.
Attaboy.
Okay.
MLB, the Braves.
Okay. I don't
Like the
know.
Braves?
There's nothing wrong there.
Okay.
NHL, Avalanche.
Hell yeah.
There we go.
NBA, the Nuggets.
Cool.
Most importantly, college football, Ohio State.
And
Oh, that
and
makes
we're
no
friends.
sense.
And we are
Disgusting.
friends. You're an
And we're
Avalanche,
friends.
Nugget, and an Ohio State fan. There
That's
we go.
what happens when you grow up in Colorado. You move to
True.
Georgia. Rockies make a couple bad trades. You become a Braves fan.
Oh, only
Yeah,
a
just-
couple. Were you not paying that close of attention?
Well, you know, it was the Arenado trade that was
That
the
was
final
it.
straw.
Disgusting.
I wish I was somewhere else where I could have a new allegiance, but I would have left him too. That was horrible.
Please explain the Ohio State. I don't see the correlation. You also lived in Georgia. They're pretty good. What's the
Yeah, been an Ohio State fan since I was young, living in Colorado. A couple family members went there.
Like
got a-
generational. Yeah.
Yeah, uncle's big Ohio State fan. He kind of took me aside one day. I'm just like, "You're an Ohio State fan," and I've been an Ohio State fan since then. He said, "You don't want to grow up a Colorado or CSU
Okay,
fan."
so then you traded an autograph for a tattoo, and the rest is history.
pretty much.
Yeah, that's right.
I was there before those days.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate
Welcome, Mike, to the show. I'm the third Cody. We got Juice Boy Joe, Mr. Paul Pelletier.
Hello.
Mike, what are you drinking? You start us off, friend. What are you consuming in
it's
this
quite the honor.
lovely week? Yes. What do you got?
I went nice and simple, nice and easy. I've got Jack and Coke.
All right.
Classic.
I don't
Okay,
see it. I don't
classic.
believe you.
Oh, I apologize.
There we go. Oh.
I so recently
Double?
moved into the apartment. I don't have the small glasses. I got the big one. So yeah, it's a double Jack and some Coke.
There we go.
With a splash of Coke.
We hate
Yeah.
for our guests to go thirsty. I appreciate you recognizing
I
that.
might
I
have to get a
think-
refill.
I think Jack and Cokes make the Jack taste better and makes Coke taste. I think this is a
Attaboy.
perfect blend. Yeah.
Attaboy. Joe, what are you drinking?
What an advertisement.
I should, yeah. You know what? I should be advertising that. Instead, I'm going back to Old Faithful, the Big Dick. George Dickel, baby. Going back to George Dickel. I went and picked the one.
God forbid if they ever come out with a 175. We're in trouble,
I
boys.
know that'd be danger. No, it's one of the horrors of being an educator is you only get paid once a month, and so I get paid on Friday. So times are tough right now in the household, so I'm going with the trusty $24 George Dickel, and
We can never go wrong there.
There we go.
No beer chaser? Wow.
No beer chaser, Cody. No,
Oh,
it means that I
wow.
would have to buy the beer.
Oh,
So,
Times are
yeah,
not just
but-
tough. Like you are. Like, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. It's just okay. I wasn't coaching over the summer. That's less money. I wasn't all these things. You know, so it's just like that's hard. I'm going to get a massive paycheck on Friday, and then I'll be back.
It'll be
all right.
Joey
And he's
did not
going
have
to
a
get
beer
some
chaser,
Coors.
like
Hey.
Get some
Man, that
Coors,
is-
baby.
Thanks. We have a Big Peach and a Big Dickle reference. So far, we're about 4 minutes in, guys. Nice job, Chris.
we don't have a big
What
peach.
are
you
we
seem to be
drinking?
forcing this. Fellas, college football is back upon us. I am draped in Nebraska, and I am consuming Nebraska. A little cut spike whiskey, just straight up.
Lovely.
A little taste of Omaha makes me
consuming Nebraska.
feel like home. Yeah, if I could, I would stick an ear of corn on the side of this glass. I didn't have one, so instead I'm just drinking my corn.
That a boy.
In all honesty, how much of the diet is corn as a native Nebraskan?
It's either corn or shit that's getting in the way of the corn.
Yeah, I'm drinking Old Granddad, Old Faithful myself. Nice little bottle that Chris introduced me to a while back. So,
Hell yeah,
is it?
dude, that stuff's so good.
Old
Love
Granddad.
it.
Oh, it's called Old
Granddad?
Granddad. I thought they
Yeah.
just nicknamed it that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no,
That's
no,
the-
that is the name. Like Chris said, this is our college football preview episode. That's where we brought
Did I
Mike
say
from
that?
Georgia on. Yeah, you referenced it, so I could call it back. That's what good shows do. You know what I mean? College
Just here.
preview episode. Welcome. Well, we got a big potato sports docket. Squeeze of the
Pretty much
week,
just
Moron
that.
Mountain.
Always.
And
What is
stay
go-
tuned for our college playoff picks. Oh my gosh, it's that
It's
time.
a hot show.
Yeah, next week will be it's a real hot show. Next week will be our NFL episode too. Oh my gosh, it's time. We've arrived, guys. Let's jump right into it. Since Mike's here, Ohio State, we'll do a Big Ten preview first.
There we go.
We
The
need
real
to.
conference.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. we
Greatest
have
conference.
a realignment. We got Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Maryland, Michigan State, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, Northwestern, Ohio State. The Oregon Ducks are there. If that's not cool enough, we got Penn State across there. Purdue, Rutgers, UCLA, USC, Washington, and Wisconsin. That's not 10 teams, guys.
Unbelievable.
It's like
No,
20.
no, it's several more.
That's several more.
Way to go.
Big Ten preview. What do you guys
Big
like?
20.
Biggest storylines. What do you think? Chris, start us off. Nebraska fan.
Didn't you just say like, "Hey, Mike's here. Let's talk about the Big Ten"? And you're like, "Nah, fuck
Yeah.
that guy. Let's go to."
No,
Chris."
we can leave him.
Mike, our very rude host skipped right over you. I'm gonna
It's all good.
give you my time.
Thank you.
Then I'll take yours, obviously.
Yeah, interrupt me. As Ohio State fan, obviously, it's Ohio State's to lose. You look at the schedules, you look at the matchups. They've got really just Oregon, Penn State, and Michigan this year.
Ooh.
It's theirs to lose. It's the Natty. It's the Big Ten. If they don't win it, there's going to be some conversations in Columbus.
Yeah,
Who
is
is Ryan
it
Day
natty or
does?
nothing for Ryan Day? Do you think?
It's always Natty or nothing in Columbus, but this year especially, you got rumors of $20 million roster. You got the top transfers to come over from the SEC. That combined with the recruiting class and the schedule, it's if they don't win it, if they don't win the Big Ten and they don't win it all, it might be time for him to go.
Do you
And I
want
hate to
him
say
gone?
that. No,
Do you
I
want
like
him gone?
I like
Okay.
him, but
Okay.
sometimes he
there's
gets a little
no-
too conservative. If he coached every game how he coached against Georgia 2 years ago, offensive wise, then they don't lose. But when he gets conservative and starts doing the stupid plays, then it's like, all right, what are we doing here? You know?
Wait, you don't think they're gonna? You don't think Iowa Hawkeyes gonna keep up with Ohio State?
I'll be at
The
that
punt,
game.
baby. The
They
punt.
better not. I'll be at
Oh.
that game. They better not keep up with
They
us.
might not have the advantage of the punt anymore. That punter's on the Bears. They had a 4th round pick for that
Oh,
punter.
yeah, that's
And
right.
now,
As they
he's on.
should have.
Insane.
Yeah,
we love
and
it.
he's on Hard Knocks
We
this
love
season,
a
just
punter.
killing it. No, I completely agree with you. This is Ohio State's. If they lose a game,
Wow.
this season, Ryan Day is gone. All right.
I don't know, it depends on the game.
I disagree. I think he might last the season, but he'll be done. All right. They cannot. The only way if they lose and win the national championship. But if he has a loss or 2 losses on there, then he's done. He has to win the national championship. And if he loses to Michigan, he's fired on the spot.
Oh, 100%.
He will not be on the flight home.
But if he loses 2 games, beats Ohio State and the Natty, because the playoffs, they're letting everyone and their mother into the new playoff.
Yeah,
who cares
if,
about
if
the
they
games
lose to
anymore?
Oregon in the regular season and redeem themselves, he'll be fine. If they lose to Oregon and then lose the Big Ten championship or however it plays out, and they anything other than a natty loss, he's gone for the second loss. But
Damn.
I think it's got to be, I don't know how many, 16, 17 and 0.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
Good.
He's very well on the extremely hot seat, especially when it comes to a couple certain games.
You can't
That's all they have to win.
For such
You
a,
can't
what's his
lose
winning
back
percentage?
to back.
Like,
You can't lose back to
Oh,
back.
you know, he's like 60-7 or something crazy like that. But you can't lose. What is this going to be? 4 years in a row to Michigan.
didn't Harbaugh do that?
Well, yeah, but Harbaugh's
True,
not.
but he doesn't have the
Harbaugh
leash
sucks.
that Harbaugh has as the favored son coming home.
And Ohio
good
State's
point.
success.
And Ohio
recently,
State's it's
yeah,
a different standard.
It is.
Oh,
And like,
oh,
it
different
is.
standard,
my ass.
It's a
Yeah, I was
different
gonna
standard. They were
completely
the
different
first.
standard.
They won. They won
kidding
the
me?
first college football playoff with Cardale Jones coming in, just proving that they were the best team. It didn't matter who the hell their quarterback was. That was one of the most historic wins ever. Beating Alabama and then winning that national championship was incredible. They're every single year
that
they
has
are
no
there.
bearing on the standard of football when you're comparing Ohio State to Michigan. Like for
Michigan
God's
has
You
sake.
don't think those
shit since
you don't
the
think those
90s.
different standards?
No.
What do you mean no?
But
Yeah.
I'm with you. I don't think Sharon Moore is going to have it figured out like Harbaugh did these last couple of years. I also think the team, Michigan just being mired with controversy right now. Like I think it's going to be too big a distraction. I think Michigan's going to take a tangible step back. I think Ohio State's biggest, spookiest game on the schedule is Oregon. Yeah. You know that Lanning and the Ducks have that.
It's a night game too in Oregon.
You know they've got that circled. You know that they are looking to go and knock out the kings of the Big Ten at present. They are planning as if that is the only game that matters. You can consider this season a success if you go in and kick Ohio State in the teeth and steal one right there.
That's what they did 2-3 years ago. They came into Columbus and they won. It ended up being, I think, a touchdown or 2 game, but they dominated the whole game. He's
Lanning is such a good coach. Like I think he's going to figure out how to scheme for Ryan Day. And even if Ohio State wins that game, I still think you've got to anticipate that you're playing the Ducks twice. Yeah. I think the Ducks are going to figure out how to get back into the Big Ten championship.
Definitely.
Or get their way into the Big Ten championship their first season. And so you've got to figure out a way to go up against them twice. Lanning's not the sort of guy that's going to lose to you twice without giving you a real hard look.
Didn't they get Dylan Gabriel?
They did.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Guys,
that guy's like Bo Nix. He's just never going to go away. He's going to be 30 years old playing college football.
Yeah, he's going to be on AARP here anytime
I feel
soon.
like we're not talking enough about the Iowa Hawkeyes punting, guys. Let's bring it back to the real talk.
What needs to be talked
Didn't their
about?
head coach just get suspended for a
No,
game?
Kurt Ferentz? No way.
Yeah, he got it was recruiting violations when he was trying to get
you're right. I saw
Recruiting
that.
violation? We're
Cade
still doing that?
McNamara or whatever his name, the starting quarterback. He got him and the receivers coach both got suspended.
How do you
Or
still
just
legally
right.
recruit?
I
What
don't
is
know.
there to do? That's
You can't recruit until someone is officially in the transfer portal. And so there's only a window in which that transfer portal opens. It's kind of the new wide open secret, just like paying players was a few years ago. Like people are being tampered with. People are definitely existing outside of that rule, but they are finding ways of not getting caught. Ferentz and the Hawkeyes did get caught with that. Yeah, you're right.
Anytime you see a guy enter the portal and they say they entered the portal with like a no contact clause, they already know where they're going. That opens the door for the tampering of whatever team.
This portal shit is crazy. He's the longest tenured coach in FBS. He's been coaching there since 1999. I mean, this guy, he's a good dude. You're getting him on this for a kid that was in the championship. This is ridiculous. The guy's like 70. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
You're just saying he's old and. Was that your excuse?
He didn't mean to.
So old that he didn't know what he was doing.
Dude, he's awesome.
He didn't mean to. He was having a senior moment and happened to walk into Cade McNamara's house. Yeah. He was just in the neighborhood, was lost, and that happened to be the door.
Joe, that was not your best work, my friend.
No,
he's an old man.
He's a nice guy.
Chris, we'll give you a one breath take on your Cornhuskers. Go for it, my friend.
Oh, fellas, I'm so excited for the Cornhuskers. Really looking forward to them taking a big step forward this season. They're coming in with a
what is big step forward?
Freshman.
Don't interrupt his
they
breath.
haven't made a postseason in years. I'm totally okay with them being a 500 team. Anything past that is success. I love what Matt Rule is doing culturally with his fit and what he's building in the program. Like, he's just an easy guy to want to root for. And the fact that he's at the helm of my alma mater, my most favorite team, like, I'm so excited about what he's building. My hope is that the product on the field represents that. I'm okay being patient if it's not quite there yet, but I look to see them take a big step forward. I'd love to see them take more than a step forward and be markedly above that 500 mark, but anything that gives them into the postseason, like, I'm comfortable with, I'm happy with. Like, it's a step in the right direction.
And what about this freshman quarterback, bro? He's gonna name the starter.
Dude, he is legit. He looks like the real deal.
Dylan
Patrick
Mahomes,
Mahomes, right? That guy? The guy looks like Patrick Mahomes.
He looks like Patrick Mahomes. He trains with Patrick Mahomes.
That's right.
Matthew Stafford is his godfather.
No way.
Dude has quarterback in his veins. And he's also just like such a spectacular culture fit. Is such a we not me sort of guy. Anytime he's taking questions from the press, it's all about like, yes, I'm happy to be in this position. And also the other quarterbacks on this squad like push me to be better, help me earn this opportunity. And now I need to go out and give the other 10 guys on my side of the ball their best opportunity for success.
Wow, that sounds like it's scripted. It's so good.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Like in like, I don't give a shit if it's scripted or whatever. Like, you think of the egos in college football, there's plenty of people that are not embodying that style of leadership. I'll take it.
What do you have to say about 3 colleges and 4 high schools?
Oh, is he gone next year? Is that what you're insinuating, Mike?
He went to 4 I think it might have been 5 high schools. He might not have played at one of them, but I know he was committed to Ohio State, moved to Georgia, to a powerhouse high school in Georgia, committed to Georgia. Now he's out in Nebraska.
So the storyline, at least on the Nebraska side of things, so take what you will as far as the copium there. But the storyline was that, like, you know, he's got family ties to Nebraska. He wanted to go to Nebraska, and dumbass Scott Frost didn't take his recruitment seriously. You know, was supposed to be showing up for an in-person, was too hungover. His dad, his uncle were like, dude, get some coffee and you get your shit together and show up. Like, the whole family is here to meet with you. And instead he went, sorry, I can't do the in-person. We'll do it remotely. We'll do it a different day.
Oh, God.
Like, just thought that it was a done deal, thought that it was going to be handed to him. And so just didn't take it seriously. And so he went shopping elsewhere. Once Rule came in, like, their number one focal point as soon as Rule was at the helm, let's get this guy back. He wanted to be here. He was disrespected. He was not taken seriously. What is required of us to get him to give Nebraska a second look? So I'm not worried about it. Like, I mean, he's clearly building his entire life around this idea that he's going to be a starting Power 5 quarterback. He has moved around to make that happen. His dad is a former Nebraska player. His uncle is a coach at Nebraska. Like, they know what's required of a potential 5-star recruit. And so, like, yeah, it's worth being aware of, but, like, I'll take one good year. I mean, it's been so long since Nebraska's had a recruit to kind of be this excited about. Like, I'll take one good year. If we get more than that, awesome. If he decides to bail and go somewhere else, like, that's a business decision. That's his choice. Like, I get that. I'll be appreciative of whatever he puts out on the field this season.
The only thing I was going to call you out on is you said his godfather, therefore he has quarterback in his veins. Technically doesn't. His godfather is not technically a blood.
Is he their biggest recruit?
Is that how that works?
Yeah,
he's a bigger recruit than Ndamukong.
Well, no, since Ndamukong.
Yeah, I think so.
I've been
Mike.
I'm godfather to people in my family. Do we have same blood? What are you talking?
Well, Matthew, who is that then? Is his
okay? Then he's got
or
quarterbacking in his soul. I don't give a shit. It's hard baked into who he is at his core.
All right, guys, let's move to the SEC. SEC preview. We got Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, LSU, Mississippi, Mizzou. The Sooners are now there. Oklahoma, Ole Miss. Who else? South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas A&M. The Longhorns are there, and a good old Vanderbilt.
There you go, Vandy.
They're still there?
They're there. The SEC preview.
They haven't moved to the ACC yet.
Oh, jeez. What do we think of the SEC preview? Is it Alabama's to lose? Or Alabama and Georgia? I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
Georgia, Alabama. They're just alphabetical. Hold on. SEC preview. Go for it.
Okay, it's definitely not Alabama's to lose. I think Alabama's going to be a good team. They have Jalen Milroe, who was putting on a show in the second half of the season last year, and he that game against Georgia when they beat him, he was incredible. So watch out for them. I just don't know how Caitlin DeBoer is going to do with like coming in with taking over that entire regime that's been there from the greatest college football coach of all time. Texas, who knows? Let's go Rammies. Try not to get beat by 100 in the first week. For those you don't know, my alma mater, Colorado State University, is going.
We'll get to that in the Mountain West preview section.
Right, yeah.
That everybody's clamoring for.
They're going to Austin the first week. Please, Rams, don't just Braden Fowler, Nicolosi, just don't break your neck. Just come out of that game healthy. Just come out of that game healthy. That's all we need. We're getting paid a shit ton of money to go down there. So let it happen.
Say, how much is the bag?
Let's let that happen. But Texas, who knows if the hype is real? They were really good last year. They made the playoff last year. Quinn Ewers coming into his senior year, and Arch Manning is his backup. So even if something goes down with that, we'll see what happens there. All right, I think all three of those teams will be in the playoff. All right, and then we've got your team, Mizzou. We've got Tennessee. Who knows what LSU is going to do with our boy Brian Kelly? A family, let's see what he's going to do with
Wait,
that.
is he our boy? I didn't remember.
No.
Whose boy?
Whose boy?
My boy.
Yeah. It's Cody's boy.
He is?
So, yeah.
Oh.
Well, Cody loves family.
Yeah. Then don't forget Oklahoma. Oklahoma is in the SEC. I don't know. I think they're going to suck, but I think they're there. So it's going to be interesting. I think it's a 3-team, and then Mizzou might sneak in. They might be the fourth. They might be the fourth to get into this get into the 12-team playoff. But
Christopher, no, you know what? Screw you. You made fun of me, Mike. You're SEC
I'm going to
friend.
continue that.
What do you think of the SEC this year?
Coming from SEC country, it's always Georgia's year. It's always Alabama's year. It's always Auburn's year. It's never Auburn's year.
1 year with Cam. 1 year with Cam.
1 year with Cam. 1 year
baby.
with Nick Marshall. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it's Georgia's to lose, but they do have a tough schedule. They've got 5 preseason top 15 opponents. But if they make it through that gauntlet, they're a well-oiled machine. They'll be fine. I think it's Georgia's to lose. Bama and Texas are definitely contenders. All three of them I definitely think could make the playoffs, and all three could make to the second round of the playoffs. Nobody else really in the running to me after that. We'll see how LSU does. They had a decent year, but they lost some guys. Oklahoma, yeah, you mentioned Oklahoma. I don't think they'll be good either. They were never really even a powerhouse in the Big 12. They could easily go 6-6, lose 6 games. But they could also be, 8-4. I don't know their schedule. A lot of people are high on Auburn this year. They had a good recruiting class, but it's Auburn. It's, every 10 years they're good. So fun place to tailgate. Not sure about, production on the field though, but
it looks like
Georgia's to lose.
Chris, thoughts on Vanderbilt, sir?
Fellas, that's the SEC's brilliance, right? Like you can't catch shit for scheduling a cupcake if the cupcake is in the conference.
That
is some galaxy brain shit there, boys. But one team that I'd noticed you all sleeping on, Ole Miss. Like, let's talk about Joey Freshwater, aka Lane Kiffin. He's got that team.
What the hell is Joey Freshwater?
Have you not heard that story? Lane Kiffin was
what is that?
When he was picking up co-eds down in Florida, he was apparently using the pseudonym Joey Freshwater.
Oh no!
So that people didn't realize he was Lane Kiffin, as if he's not like the most unique face, like the most recognizable.
You know that face.
It's him and Daniel Tosh. They're the same person.
Yeah. So old Joey Freshwater is out at Ole Miss now, and he has had that team trending upward year in and year out. He just seems to keep getting better as a coach, keeps form fitting his style better and better to the roster that he has. I think this is their season where they turn the corner and make this CFP. I think LSU is gonna be LSU. Like Brian Kelly is just always good for a couple of oh my God, what just happened there? How did you lose that game enough to knock themselves out of contention? I think Tennessee is another one of those teams to where they seem to kind of be building something that has some real strong foundations there. And then all are saying. Like it's Georgia's to lose. They are sitting at the top of the mountain right now. I don't think that they're going to wind up winning the Natty again. I think they've got enough off-field distractions to where they're going to find themselves under the microscope an awful lot more. They don't get to have that chip on their shoulder that Kirby Smart has somehow managed to keep there for the last 2 seasons.
They got screwed last year, dude. They should have been in. They should have been there.
Yeah,
that was their only loss. But yeah.
So I don't see them winning the Natty, but I do see them as like they're the kings of the SEC until someone goes up and knocks them out in such a way to where you have definitively taken them off that peak.
Ooh, I don't know who it's going to be.
That'll be a while.
Yeah,
I agree.
Let's jump into the other ones. How about Big 12? Are there any actual contenders? Is the ACC even worth the time on this here program?
Nope, moving on.
I don't think the ACC
Next.
is.
Okay. There's a big lawsuit in the ACC of, who is it, Florida State trying to get the hell out?
wants out.
They do.
I think they should stay.
Yeah, up to that.
I think so. The Big 12.
I won money on that. I picked Georgia State, baby. And Georgia Tech. I did. I picked Georgia Tech.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Big 12. I think they're good. They're going for the basketball. They're gonna hey, we are gonna be it's not gonna make as much money, but we're gonna make a lot of money in March Madness in the winter.
Dominate.
Kansas State and Kansas can make a little bit of noise, but
Agree.
I think once it comes
Utah's no
playoffs,
slouch either.
Yeah, once it comes playoff time,
and BYU's. I mean, they're always aren't they? Didn't they get moved into the Big 12?
they're in it, but
They're in there now.
Yeah, they're not built quite to
BYU.
be a Power 5 caliber team across an entire season yet.
Like, what are we doing? We forgot about CU.
oh boy,
I wonder if there'll be something about that at some point.
They're in the Big 12 now.
are they even going to win on
I'm looking
Thursday?
into something.
No, they're going to lose to
God,
North
I hope
Dakota
not.
State. They are going to lose to North Dakota State. I'm saying this now.
I bet money line.
This is going to come out after that game is done because it's Thursday night in Boulder. I am saying it now, and I will eat crow next week. North Dakota State is going to beat Colorado in Folsom Field on Thursday. It's
like
going
it.
to happen.
I like
What's
it.
the
gonna
spread,
happen.
Chris? Is that
I
what
have
you're
no
checking?
idea what it is, but I don't
think it's
care.
9.5.
North Dakota State is a powerhouse, and they're going to run their boring ass, run it down your throat, and then maybe bust out some option. They're gonna just. I don't think they're going to destroy them. They're going to beat them, but they're going to manhandle them physically.
Mike, I want to know why you're the best person for this type of show. I just asked a random spread line for a random
And I
game,
knew it.
and you threw it out there so quick.
Very well done.
I was looking at it yesterday because I was debating on taking the over under, and yep, it's
He
9.5.
knew
right
it.
now.
He knew it. What do we think of the Pac-12? Are they? Anyone find them?
what do you
what's
mean?
going on
What
with
do we
Pac-12?
think of them?
What do we think? Where are they at?
It's a
Anyone
Power
find them?
5 conference with
They-
2 schools. What do you mean?
Who's even in it still?
Oregon State and Washington State. Right?
This is like checking in
Hey,
on
well, at
who
least
still
they're both
has
going to be
Enron
top 2 in the
stocks.
conference.
That's
You
right.
can hang that banner.
This is like checking in on who still has Enron stocks. Like, who gives a shit, man? It's dead. Stick a fork in it. Let's move on.
Stop the show, Mike. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Mike, stop talking for once, please.
Stop.
Stop. Breaking news, my friends. Chris Pelletier, Mr. Pulp himself, is in Boulder, Colorado on the
Cody.
scene. Can you hear us?
Yeah,
you got some
Cody,
breaking
can you
news
hear me
for us.
okay?
Yeah. Go ahead, sir. What do you got for us?
Cody, yes, I'm here at Folsom Field in Boulder, where noted paper thin skin head coach Deion Primetime Sanders has started yet another feud with a local paper.
Wait, Chris, you
time-
said last
yes.
week he banned a reporter. You're saying there's another one?
He previously banned a reporter from CBS. He squashed that beef just in time to find himself accusing a Denver Post reporter of making personal attacks, including calling him a false prophet, Deposition Deion, Planet Prime, the Deion Kool-Aid, Circus, and the Bruce Lee of BS.
Okay. The reporter, my friend, coming in hot.
Wow.
Yeah, Cody, Deion has yet again assured us that the Emperor is in fact not naked. He is wearing clothes. They're just invisible, and only true Buffs fans can see them. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Chris. Oh my gosh, Coach Prime, really not enjoying his time with the reporters.
No, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Awful.
You have to know. Wait, so was he like this as a player? Did he just refuse to? Did he hold this same beefs? I mean, this is just ridiculous. Like you are in the limelight because you are making yourself in the limelight.
That is true.
And you have to be like willing to have criticism. What is this dude's problem? This is crazy.
There's gonna be no one in the locker room in the report.
Got to get people talking about them. They were 4-8 last year. It's got to get.
What's their over under? I think their over under is 5.5 this year.
5.5. Probably. I'd take the under without even looking at the schedule.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Carl. Chris is still live. I'm sorry.
Deion feels disrespected by that number, by the way.
Okay. All right. Chris, get yourself out of there before you get banned. And that will
next.
do
They are
it.
not taking kindly to my Nebraska shirt.
Oh, get out of there, Chris. Get out of there. We'll check on Chris after this music break, and we'll see you on the other side of the Juice Boys Shout. Welcome back to the Juice Boys Show. My friend, special guest Mike Big Peach is here. Mike from Georgia. In our college preview episode, we have Squeeze of the Week, Moron Mountain, one of our favorite segments. It looks like Mike came to play
That's right.
with a Moron Mountain nomination, my friend.
That's true.
What do you
Yep.
got?
Chris, I hate to do this to you
Oh, no.
I'll just
because we
I'll
just met.
leave now.
We just
We
met.
just met.
But I gotta do it to you, man. Moron Mountain. So listen to last week's episode. You're high, very high on Florida State. Very high on Florida State against Georgia Tech. You said that they were going to come out. You're looking forward to them to dominate out there in Ireland, and that just didn't happen. They look.
Did you only listen to the first half of what I said?
They
'Cause
look bad. You said a couple other things, but you were high on
said I
them.
expect them to want to put an exclamation mark.
To want
And
to.
also, Georgia Tech isn't the team that we've come to expect them to be.
That's true.
You will
They're
have your
pretty damn
chance.
good.
Let him finish.
Not a chance.
I don't
myself.
remember the exact words, but I think you said something along the lines of steamroll. Something along those lines. They went in there. They weren't good. DJ, I don't even know how to say his last name.
Wait.
Whatever it is, however many vowels were in there. I think it was at halftime. He was minus 0.1 air yards per completion.
Oh,
13
geez.
completions at half.
It's not good.
That's just not good. That's not good. And
is it even
especially as a team that felt so disrespected that they missed the playoffs. Then went into Georgia, got beat by 60 against Georgia. They've got the lawsuit against the ACC wanting out. Had high aspirations. We're going to show everybody this year. And then they go out to Ireland and lose to Georgia Tech like that. Not saying Georgia Tech's a bad team, but you're in Florida State. You don't lose to Georgia Tech like that.
Okay, now Chris, go ahead.
Man, I appreciate you listening to the first half of what I said last week. I would encourage you go and listen to the second half where I said they expect themselves to steamroll, but they're going up against a Georgia Tech team that suddenly finds themselves a whole lot better than they were just a short few years ago. And you
remember
know
exactly
Georgia
what you
Tech
said?
is expecting them to
Got the
throw
script
big
up.
punches, and they're going to be ready for it.
And they
They
were.
were.
Dude, they
And
were.
they were.
They trounced Florida State. They looked so solid. Those lines looked fantastic.
No, that was an incredible game. Now, like, what a great way to start college football. Because I mean, the previous games in Dublin have been shit, and that was a great game. And I bet on Georgia Tech, so that made it even better.
There we go.
Congrats,
So,
buddy.
Well, it does take a majority vote to nominate someone to Moron Mountain. So raise of hands if Chris is on Moron Mountain. Oh,
Yeah,
Chris.
and I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this just because of how you vehemently defended them last year and how they got so screwed. And this was their chance to come out.
I'll
This
still
was their
back that
chance
shit
to
up.
come out and prove they should have been there. And what happened? They got their dicks kicked by Georgia Tech in Dublin.
They did.
Oh, yeah.
The cool thing is this is actually a whole different season than last year. I don't know if you realize that. This is a whole new season. There's different
Hey, they could still
views.
make the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah.
if they run
Yeah,
the
no
table,
matter
they're
no
fine.
matter what happened in this game, they actually didn't have a chance to make last year's CFP.
They didn't have a chance last year either.
Yeah, that's true. That's
should've.
also true.
No,
That's
no.
true. Chris, you had a squeeze, my friend. want to throw it back to you? Or are you calling Mike out now?
Oh, he's all heated. He's all heated.
Yeah, my entire squeeze
Here we
is just
go.
go fuck yourself, Mike. I have no backing. We just met. I don't know enough about you to say why. No, so my squeeze, and it may just be me being a hater, but it's definitely pulpy. I expect Lincoln Riley to no longer be the head coach at USC in a year. So he started off year one, an 8-1 conference record, 11-3 overall. Coach Caleb Williams to a Heisman win, and then all of a sudden, year two, the Pac-12 for the first time in recent memory has actual parity with other Power 5 conferences right before it dies.
Season
all
ahead
of a
in a
sudden,
decade.
yeah, and now all of a sudden he drops to a 5-4 conference record, a respectable 8-5 overall. Like, that's fine, but he coached Caleb Williams from being who everybody expected to be at least a contender, if not the front runner for Heisman, to being collegiately irrelevant by the end of the year. That is just not good enough for USC standards. Now, all of a sudden, here he is rolling into a Big Ten conference that is ripe, that is stacked.
Oh, God.
And he's become accustomed to Big 12 play, where just show up with as good of an offense as you can. Nobody cares about the other side of the ball. And Pac-12 play, where USC was the premier program, where they are sitting in the hotbed in Southern California. And Chip Kelly was really the only one that had an opportunity to keep up and just didn't give a shit about recruiting enough to do anything. And so he had way higher opportunity
Where's
to
Chip
to
Kelly
exceed.
now?
Yeah, he is. Is he OC right at
The Ohio State.
Ohio
University.
State? Yeah.
Ohio State University.
And so I think
jeez.
he's rolling in, having been one of the early adopters of the transfer portal, and now the rest of college football has caught up, and he is staring down the barrel of getting exposed as somebody who rode the backs of poaching away high talented players who were already ready for the NFL rather than having any capacity to coach people up and out scheme other coaches.
You redeemed yourself.
You're right.
I don't know.
You're right. I mean, I looked up their schedule as you were talking. They could easily lose 7 games.
Yeah, and I think
Easily.
anything at or below 500 is automatic ejection.
He might go back to he might go back to
he's
being
got
an
a
OC.
little. Yeah, he's got a little wiggle room. I think he might get a little bit of grace. The fact that it's the first year in the Big Ten buys him a little more grace. But like, you're at USC, like, you've got to be at least, kind of encroaching in that upper echelon of Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, and Oregon.
You don't think Oklahoma would
not.
open his arms right back for him?
No, I got
No.
some.
Oh,
I
he
got
burned.
something.
Oh, he did. He burned
He
the bridge.
burned the town of Norman to the ground when he left.
He won't have to get fired because he's going to leave to be an NFL coach. And guess
Who?
what team? Chicago. Yeah.
Joey keeps coming.
Okay, guy.
Hang on.
I think I know what he was going to say.
Ready? The Chicago Bears.
Got Bears.
All right. I can see that happening. If this season is a disaster for Matt Eberflus, he's going to be gone. They have their future in Caleb Williams. They are stacked at wide receiver. You tell like at Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley, that was probably one of his best seasons he had. Then they went to USC
Agreed.
and he had his best season he ever had with him. Then last year, so they can look at that and see when they're all clicking, when he's got his thing going, it could be good. Look at Lincoln Riley with Caleb Williams and the receivers that they have in Chicago. I could see that happening. I think that could be an out for him next year. Just saying, well, he's gone. You didn't have your thing. You didn't hiccups. What the fuck?
We'll be here when you're ready.
I don't know how Lincoln Riley can go to the NFL if he has a subpar.
No,
year.
that's exactly
That'd
it.
be like
If he
Cliff
lays an
Kingsbury.
egg-
It's that situation.
If he lays an egg, he might have an opportunity to go and be like a quarterbacks coach or a positional coach or something like that in the NFL. And I do agree. I think that if he were to get any sort of opportunity in the NFL, he is going to leave USC as fast as humanly possible.
I agree. Yep.
I think his saving grace at USC, he got rid of Alex Grinch, defensive coordinator, known for being off. You saw how bad they were last year.
So bad.
He was defense coordinator at Ohio State for a couple of years when they were just letting up 50 points a game and they had to score 60 to win. So that's his only saving grace, but he has a good offensive mind. I could see him going to the NFL maybe. I don't know who would take a chance on him other than Chicago because of Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Joey, are you saying that you expect them to hire him on as head coach even if he drops an egg at USC? Or are you saying that they'll just give him an opportunity to reunite with Caleb Williams as a positional coach or maybe OC?
I think it's all going to depend on how Matt Eberflus does. But before I say that, I apologize, listeners. I had the hiccups. That was a terrible there. I apologize to Cody who has to edit that because that was a disaster. All right. I've never had the hiccups on this show before. So I pounded some water and we're good. We're back. Right, so Matt Eberflus, if this goes well, then he's solid. If they make the playoffs, he's in. If they don't, I don't know what's going to happen to Matt Eberflus. And I could easily see them going to Lincoln Riley.
What would you say is well for Chicago?
Winning record, but if they make the playoffs, he's in. If they don't, I don't know. I'm gonna write it in the book. All right, I'm gonna put it down. In the book.
That, Chris. I think that's.
Yeah.
I think you redeemed yourself. Nice job. Good squeeze.
I stand by it.
I got a quick one. We got a lot. We got some juiciness. I'm already over the new college football playoff thing. I'm already over it.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to the first. We haven't even gotten to it. What do you mean?
It's stupid. It's just like. How many times in this discussion we mentioned, there's CFP, there might be the CFPs. There's fucking 12 teams. The regular season does not matter anymore. Maybe I'll care about the CFP itself, but the regular season is now deemed useless. You can lose 2 games as a powerhouse, and it really does not matter. Like, it's stupid. Like, let's get to the CFP already, and then it's fun. But the fact you can lose 2 or 3 games and still debate your way into a CFP, and then the real games start, just a waste of time.
Who can lose 3?
Mike, tear his ass apart. This is awful.
Who can lose 3? And
any of the big guys, they would all get it.
It depends on who they lose to. I agree with that. But like if Ohio
State, we're gonna have the same debates, the same discussion, the same arguments about FSU should have gotten in because they were undefeated over Georgia, who lost 3. It's going to be the same debates over and over as we had before.
There will always be debate. That doesn't make the regular season irrelevant.
It's useless.
That's what makes
Ohio
it fun.
State, Michigan means nothing now. Literally nothing.
No.
You lose the game and it's pride. And then they're going to play each other 2 weeks later. Like we're doing
the biggest
this
game. That's the biggest rivalry in sports.
But it's not anymore.
It is.
It's just a game because they're both going to make the CFP.
Cody hates children.
Michigan will not make the CFP.
We can't take what he says with.
Is this what the Saudis wanted you to say?
Michigan will not make the college football.
Is that why you hate America?
No, they will absolutely not. I don't even know if Michigan will win 8 games this year.
That game used to mean something. Now it's just, it's a rivalry. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
I bet you it means something if Ohio State loses. I bet you it means something then.
All right,
it probably doesn't because Ohio State.
I bet you some people get fired if he loses that again.
Let's tee up on McCoy one at a time. Take it away, Mike.
So wrong, Cody. Mike, so please eviscerate him, Mike.
No, I mean I see where you're coming from, but you're wrong. There's not many teams, maybe 1 or 2 teams, depending on their schedule, could lose 3. Georgia, if they lost to 2 top 10 teams, and in the regular season, maybe the SEC championship, however that plays out, maybe
they'd still make it.
But you can't. There's nobody that's going to be 3 loss teams that's going to go in above a 2 loss or a 1 loss or anything like that.
It'll definitely happen.
I don't think it will.
The regular season is now useless. That's really my speed. The CFP will be electric, I'm sure. But
my God,
get him,
it's
Joe.
Not. Go ahead, Joe.
Cody, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is the only thing that's creating any sort of parity in college football at all. This is the only thing that's allowing any other team that's not Oklahoma, which has been besides now, which they're going to be trash, but they're always in it. My boys, Ohio State, Alabama. And before that, Clemson. And it's just like there's only like 7 teams that have ever had a chance of a national championship in the past.
In Cincinnati, weren't they a part of it? Like the whole thing?
They were. That was one time. It took them back-to-back undefeated seasons.
Okay. Now we have a chance for 12. Last year, Georgia would have taken it all. And there's no way you can't say that they would have. Alabama could not beat them twice. It would have came down to it. That would not have happened. Georgia should have been the national champion last year. I think they're going to be again this year. But this is giving a chance for so much more potential
blowouts is what you were going to say.
It does not matter if it's blowouts or not.
Half the CFP will be blowouts, and then when there's 6 legit teams, we'll all pay attention.
This is making it a more competitive game on every single level, especially in the regular season. McCoy.
What about the regular season?
Because
home
now
field advantage,
you
bye
can
weeks.
lose. Because now you can lose multiple games. We're going to start seeing this bullshit of we're going up against Chattanooga State and we're going against the Northern Colorado Bears, but we're playing Texas. We're not going to see that shit anymore in the future because losses will matter. When you play real teams and you compete against it and you see how they do, that's going to matter. So your strength of schedule is going to matter. It's so much more now. You cannot just load up your shit with easy wins because that's going to look on and be like, hey, they lost to Alabama.
Yeah, but if there's that many spots?
No, they have to. Every single game is going to matter. It's going to turn into the NFL to where you have to play real teams every single week and you have to compete against those real teams every single week. And you might be able to get in with 3 losses if your 3 losses are to say you play Georgia, Alabama, and LSU in the season. Okay, those 3 losses are going to be better than Utah, Baylor, and CU. All right, so it's like you have to take all of that into consideration, and that's why the 12-team playoff is the best thing that's happened to college sports, not just college football, especially it's happened to college sports.
For a March Madness tournament?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Because March Madness, it keeps trying to make it better by, we're going to add on 4 more teams. We're going to add on 8 more teams. We might go to 96.
Searching for a Cinderella.
This is going to create, this is it. This is it.
Oh, this goes back to my OG debate. There's not going to be ever a Cinderella in football ever fucking, literally will never happen.
I agree with that one.
I just went off, and I think I was good.
Yeah, that was solid. I will just add on one thing. So, by your metric, does the regular season in college basketball not matter?
Not really.
64 teams.
Yeah, you're going to get in. If you're any size of a school, you're going to get in.
Seeding. Home
Complete
field.
bullshit.
Like when it comes to college football, home field, you get the bye week. If you're 1 through 4,
you get
the home field advantage.
Huge.
Like
It all matters.
I'll put it in NFL terms. Would you rather have the Chiefs go away every playoffs?
It don't matter to me. We're getting a Super Bowl ring
Okay,
anyway,
here we
so
go.
let's go. Hey, boy, let's go.
And that's one of our things we laid down. Now we have to change topics because Cody brought that up. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, moving on. We will follow back on that one. I don't like it. I'm annoyed already. Juice E. You guys remember little Juice E? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
He sent a
taught us about
lovely
You and my
squeeze.
boy.
Yes, Mr. Ewan has sent in a squeeze, my friend. This is in reference to the U.S., a flag football quarterback calling out NFL players for thinking they should easily just be on the 2028 LA Olympics flag football roster. He says, dude thinks he's better than Mahomes. This is perfect for Moron Mountain because I guarantee you Mahomes could take his spot in a heartbeat. This dude has never had to complete a perfect pass in between 2 defenders while getting chased by a 300-pound lineman that are trying to break his ribs, or in Mahomes' case, roll up on his ankle. That's pretty fair.
Yeah.
So, should we think NFL players should be in the flag football roster? Or do we there is a Team USA flag football team we learned about. Should we let the professionals of flag football represent America? What do you think of Juicy's take?
Yeah, that would be like, I think the Harlem Globetrotters think that they get their shot at the Olympics because we're the ones going out playing basketball 365 days a year.
Oh, good point.
And we're undefeated. Like, same thing with this fucking guy. Like, yeah, there's a whole nother echelon of people who do your sport for a living, and they blow your happy ass out of the water to the point of irrelevance. I didn't know you existed until you randomly talked enough shit that people paid attention to you. Like, congratulations for your 15 minutes on the sun. Have fun on Moron Mountain. Get the fuck off here real quick because we have other people who are actually relevant to get to. Love this selection, Juicy.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Jeez. Joey, Mike, what do we think? Is Mahomes not as good as, I don't even know the guy's name, honestly.
I don't know his name either.
Who gives a shit what his name is? I mean, it's just like, this is absurd. You telling me that Patrick Mahomes, without being rushed, can't.
No, he gets 7 seconds, I think, is the time, right? That's flag football? Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
That's like an hour in the NFL.
Kid take a nap.
At 1 a.m.
And then he can still run.
That's true.
Yeah, in 1A football, I tell our quarterbacks, you got 3 seconds. All right, you got 3 seconds, and that's at 1A football. And like in the NFL, maybe 1.8 before that thing's coming out. So it's just if he could sit back there and ever plant his feet, he's never gonna throw an incomplete pass.
Yeah. My whole thing is you give Tyreek Hill 20 minutes to figure out flag football. He's going to be better than the best wide receiver in USA flag football.
He doesn't need 20 minutes.
Well, who could take his flag?
Right.
Exactly.
But who's going to do that?
Like you got Tyreek Hill. He week in and week out beats
He's hitting the juke
the best defenders, the best defenders in the world. What's he gonna do against some cornerback from China, Russia, Australia?
Yeah,
whatever,
you think some China? Yeah, you think a Russian quarterback
is just Tyreek Hill, right? Name any other receiver, they're gonna do the same thing. And I'm not even talking like Patrick Mahomes, obviously great quarterback. When it comes to flag football, you put Lamar Jackson out there, he's way more shiftier than And Patrick Mahomes, he can throw.
Yeah. That's true.
You send Tyreek Hill on a go route, and you give Lamar Jackson 3 seconds.
Oh my!
3 seconds. Yeah. Throws a 60-yard bomb. It's a touchdown every time. And that's the only play you need to know. Everybody else on the field can just stand there.
You think some Russian factory worker with a day job is going to outrun Tyreek Hill?
No,
exactly.
It's in 4 years, and the tight end is the person that snaps the ball. So you tell me right now, like I'm saying, Sam Laporta. Who the hell is gonna be able to box out Sam Laporta to catch that ball?
Just tell me, please. Juicy, I think you got us all. You win, Juicy.
Put in Jason Kelsey as tight end.
Yeah, hey, he's still
you can put in. You can put in.
Once he gets done rowing, he'll come in and play a tight end, snap the ball.
That's
and
right. So he's done rowing.
You put in the NFL's best defenders, skill position defenders, and they could probably win silver.
You put in a safety, like, oh my,
Sauce Gardner will be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're playing against
what are we doing here?
The Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and they're each collectively 3 feet taller than the people that.
What are we doing
defending?
I mean, it's just like the NBA. It's just like NBA. What are we doing here? It's the USA's to lose.
Who did you
like this is what it looks like when you get to eat regularly.
The Democratic, what do you call it?
The glorious Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
That's the actual name of North Korea, Cody.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean Russia. I meant the Olympic Committee of Russia is who we'd be playing. Yeah, I apologize to the Russian people. Oh my guys, what a segment. Joseph. If people like really all of us want to submit their Moron Mountain nomination, squeeze the week, how do they do so?
Listeners, you can submit your most outlandish sports take or Moron Mountain nominee by emailing us at juiceboysshow@gmail.com or send us a DM on Instagram at juiceboysshow. Wait, Chase, I hope your concert went well, and I hope you know there's 2 S's. And if it has the pulp, then we'll read it on the show. Yes. Who's sponsoring today's show?
Dear delicious, juicy listener, we are here again today to proudly announce that the Juice Boys are continuing to sell out as fast as possible with a brand new addition to our juicy portfolio. Yes, today we can finally announce the launch of our new company, Moron Mobile.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your favorite morons at arms are joining the growing list of massive celebrities who have left real life behind and needlessly entered the tech industry with this new affordable self-service provider. And sure, maybe only Joey can actually keep up with Ryan Reynolds in the old looks department. Mobile has more hearts than Shane Falco. So here's the thing, juicy listener. Are you tired of unreliable, spotty service that costs an arm and a leg with all those hidden fees stacking up each and every month? With Moron Mobile, we guarantee that same unreliable and spotty service at a moderate $12 per month. How can we do this, you ask? Well, that's simple. When you sign a contract with Moron Mobile, we will personally hack into your previous cell provider's servers on your behalf and grant you illegal access to their satellites.
Yes.
So think of Moron Mobile less as a cell service provider and more like a service fee. All backed by our 100% guarantee that this whole thing is run out of Russia, so you'll never have to face the American justice system. Just be aware that your bill does need to be paid in rubles.
Okay.
Okay.
The only thing dumber than continuing to pay outrageous cell service costs is not switching today, comrade.
A lot of Russia. In the last 2 minutes, we've really crammed Russia.
You better watch out.
We got to be a lot nicer to Russia if we're going to make this work.
That's true. All right, guys. Our big potato, our big topic of the day. Mike's here. Every time we have a guest, we like to do something a little more fun, a little more spicy. Let's have a good time, guys. College game day's here. Week 0's over. Week 1, we're getting into some bigger games. You got your college game day, tailgate all day. We got a night game.
Ooh.
Okay. Got a night game. So the gates open probably at like, 10? You're tailgating your fucking face off. What athletes, what 2 former athletes are you bringing to lead the tailgating party for the whole day? Mike, you are our special guest.
I appreciate that. Well, first thing is the location matters.
It does.
So,
Okay.
the stadium, the location,
Agreed.
the area in the country, whatever you might call it. I got to go down south. You got great food. We know that. Great time tailgating. But my 2 people, I'm going both.
Just do one now. Just do one.
Okay.
Oh,
I was gonna get there
man.
first.
I was gonna check. My first person I gotta go with, Shaquille O'Neal.
Hey, Big Chicken? Are you bringing Big Chicken?
I'm
yeah.
bringing
Big
Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, we see him on the NBA broadcast. He's a comedian. He's funny. But I also feel like something in me just tells me that he can cook really good something.
No, Big Chicken. He has a restaurant. It's called Big Chicken.
There you go. Well, I'm
wondering
looking
where
more
the
for
Big Chicken came in.
I'm looking more for like the low country boil type, the crawfish, the potatoes.
Okay.
shrimp.
LSU.
I mean, he went to LSU. Yeah, that's not unreasonable.
Take me down to Baton Rouge on Saturday morning. Me and Shaq,
Death
we're going
Valley
all
action?
day.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Oh, dude. Shaq and LSU tailgate would be
He would be
Electric.
epic.
Electric.
Epic. Love it.
Christopher.
Diesel.
Who is
Big
your? Can you
Diesel.
beat Shaq? That's a great first pick.
Fellas, I feel like I can. I was curious whether or not we needed to Roman Coliseum this guy, but nobody brought him up. Fellas, I'm bringing a guy that Nebraska tailgates, if you've never been, they are fantastic. People are so excited. People pride themselves on like this concept of quote unquote Nebraska nice. Like if you show up and
we've
you're
heard
willing
about
to
it.
talk football, you will receive free food, free drinks all day. People hook it up. People are so excited to show off their tailgate that like as long as you can have a decent conversation, be a decent dude, like you're gonna have a great time in Lincoln.
I want you to prove
I'm
it.
bringing a guy that I think I can drop in anywhere, and we're gonna have a spectacular day because I am tailgating with Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, damn it.
That is a dude
That
to
is
where
it.
I don't think that we're just going to tailgate. I think he will figure out some way, not because he's Marshawn Lynch, but because he's Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
Not because of his
Oh
name,
my
but because
gosh.
of who he is. All of a sudden, we get upgraded from like the shitty seats that I can afford, and all of a sudden we're at club level.
You're on the field driving the cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting invited down onto the field after the
love
game.
it.
We're shaking hands because Marshawn Lynch is just that dude. He's just such a spectacular guy.
That's
That's why I took him for my party in Oakland, bro. I'm like, this dude, he's a man of the people.
Yeah.
Like, it would
Did
just
you
be-
live through that? You would have died.
No, I was with Marshawn and Gronk. I would have been fine. Come on, man.
Joey, can you
Joey
beat
got killed
Shaq?
for an independent reason, though.
Okay. So for every single tailgate, you need a grill guy, you need a football guy, and you need a party. And since we're only going with athletes, I have to kick out the grill guy. If we were going 3, it would have been Guy Fieri. Like, come on.
Okay, cool. So
on.
Joey's taking an extra pick again.
He's
What
still
a shocker.
taking the third
Always.
pick. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Neat.
That would have been
pick.
awesome.
You want to
So
get to your
now-
pick now?
So now I'm going to go into football guy. All right, and so I want a guy who is played in college and in the NFL and went into commentary, but he is the standard for this dude. Loves the game, loves football, loves beer. I'm going Tony Siragusa. All right, I want rest in peace, big fat Tony Siragusa.
Okay.
the D tackle on the Ravens team. This dude is an absolute football legend. You as a D tackle, you have one job: clog the middle. And him and Vince Wilfork are like two of the best ever at doing it. And he would do his job. And then what he would do on the sideline, he would drink a beer and rip a smig. All right. He was the last dude like in college, like in NFL history. I mean, I think he just didn't give a shit enough to be like, I don't care. There is several pictures of him with a beer and a cigarette on the bench in his Baltimore Ravens uniform.
That's so bad.
All right, that is football guy.
Great piss.
All right, that is football guy right there. You're telling me that dude's not going to kill it at a tailgate? Tony Siragusa, poor guy, died in 2022. I wonder why.
Probably. I was gonna say. I wonder.
No, I wonder.
Not the cigarettes or the booze.
Yeah.
Or just being 340 pounds. You know,
I mean,
that too.
This is the first time that you've partied with a corpse on this.
That's right.
On this show.
That's right. I'm bringing him back.
That's why he took Guy Fieri first.
Yeah.
Gosh.
The dude couldn't sit while commentating. So while he was the analyst, he was
rigor
he would just stand underneath. No, because he was so fat. And so he would just stand underneath the goalpost and commentate from under there. There was kind of revolutionized that, having somebody down on the field, because
imagine working your ass off for 4 downs, your heart's racing, you need to like take a breather, you sit down and you're like, you know what?
I need a cigarette.
Yeah, I need a cigarette. I need to clog my lungs with
That's right.
some more
Tony
smoke.
Siragusa, baby. Let's do it.
Good pick, Joe. Joey said grill guy he got rid of. I'm bringing a grill guy to the show.
Oh, okay. It was
bringing offensive lineman, former Chiefs great Mitchell Schwartz, who's a grill pit master. Oh, baby.
You get 2 for 1, football guy and grill guy.
Dude, and if you don't follow him on social during football games, he's the guy that when fans try to tweet and all send messages of this guy's terrible, he'll tell you the actual scenario and how it was a totally fine play and everything looked fine. And then also he will show his meat master skills. So we're gonna get football IQ. He's an O lineman, so no, he drinks good.
Amazing.
Oh yeah,
and he's gonna be cooking some meat for me. Kansas City barbecue. Ooh. Mike, number 2.
I like it.
I like it. Kansas City barbecue is nothing to the Southern barbecue.
Oh my dear Lord! Should I kick you out of it now? Should we just stop the show?
All right. Well, hang on. What makes it better, Mike?
Yeah. Oh, just come on. Seasoning in the South is different. Seasoning in the South is different. I've had Kansas City barbecue. I've had Southern.
I like the spice and the tang of Kansas City. I like the spice and tang.
What Southern barbecue are we talking about here? Like,
yeah, there's
like Carolina, there's Texas, there's Kansas City. There's no just like Southern
Georgia, Alabama.
Nah.
You
go
to
on the list.
It's not on your list.
Number
You've
2.
never had it. You've never had it.
Number 2. Damn it. Keep it moving.
All right.
On your list.
So we're down in Baton Rouge. I got Shaq already a good party place.
Love that.
I'm bringing Mr. Party himself, Johnny Manziel.
Hell yeah.
The dude partied enough in college when he was playing. Imagine what he could do when he's not
bail
playing.
money.
Live it up.
He's got the bail money. I've got Shaq and him with me.
That's
we're gonna
be
have
a good time.
He's bringing the drinks. Shaq's bringing the food. I'm bringing my appetite.
I think Johnny's bringing more than drinks, buddy.
Exactly. No, Johnny Manziel. I mean, he's the ultimate party guy. We might not make it to the game, but we'll make it to the tailgate. Hey,
you're dragging into the stadium.
We'll make it to the tailgate.
That sounds like my college experience.
Yeah, you come to 72 hours later in Vegas, handcuffed to a radiator.
We'll watch Monday Night Football together, but we'll start on Saturday morning.
When you go to CSU, the tailgate is the game. If you make it into the game, that's fun. But you're there for the tailgating.
Long live Hughes, baby. Long live Hughes. Joey, number 2. No, Chris?
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah, Chris is next.
Yeah.
All right, so fellas, I obviously took this in a different route than you all, since you're like bringing people to operate a tailgate versus at Nebraska, like most of the fun is tailgate hopping. So you want to bring people that like you think you can just let them meet strangers and just be exactly who those strangers want to feed and give their booze to. So right now, Nebraska is rolling in with a lot of hype. I'm looking for a guy that can capitalize on that hype and be the guy that everybody wants at their tailgate. I'm bringing Jameis Winston.
I love Jameis Winston.
With the
dude.
crab legs.
With the crab legs, we're going to have to find somebody to cook some crab legs. But this is a dude whose pregame speeches are legendary. This is a dude whose postgame pressers are the stuff of memes for the last 10 years now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he is 100% hype. He is the greatest hype man in the NFL. Like, he can get you ready to run through a brick wall, knowing that you're about to get your ass handed to you. And so Jameis Winston showing up and taking advantage of Nebraska fans' excitement, we'll call it, maybe naivete, for their present level of hype, I think is exactly who I'm looking for here, boys.
Jameis Winston and Marshawn Lynch.
That's right.
That's the duo right
get
there.
saucy.
That's a duo.
Has there ever been a team captain that's a backup? Because I think Jameis Winston could do that. You know, it's like,
you know what? That's fair.
Yeah, he goes out there. He's like, it's weird shit, like eating dubs, eating his fingers. Is he going to eat those dubs? You know, and it's just
Or calling
an audible. Calling his audible.
You see what team he's on now?
Browns.
The Browns, baby. So the massage therapist isn't going to last all year.
No, not.
So it's just he's not.
long.
So Jameis Winston's going to play. He's going to play this year, and I think he's going to win over that locker room, and I think he's going to be their starter. And they're just got to eat that worst contract in NFL history ever, Deshaun Watson. But let's go. I love Jameis.
I love
Chris.
Jameis Winston.
He's hilarious. That's
Joey,
a great
number
pick.
2.
All right, so it's kind of going on the same lines of Chris there, where you got to have the party guy, you got to have the pump up guy. All right, so now I'm going like all time college. All right, and who for me who epitomizes like the biggest party guy, the biggest standout in college football history is somebody who's like, this guy's a freaking psycho. I'm going Brian Bosworth. All right, I love the Boz, but for him to be at my tailgate, he has to be Oklahoma Boz, where he's got the lightning strikes like in his hair. He's got the sweet like mohawk mullet. I've never seen anything like it, you know. And if anybody's ever seen the show Blue Mountain State, Thad Castle is based off of Brian Bosworth. All right. And Thad Castle is absolutely hysterical. So I'm just thinking, Brian Bosworth in his prime, could there be a more electric person? He took over the entire country as a middle linebacker for Oklahoma. And then unfortunately for him, he got trucked by Bo Jackson, and that was that was it. That was it for him.
Did he have a crop top jersey?
He did.
Yeah, the crop top in the neck.
That's right. In the neck roll, dude. And the huge pads. This said,
Did you guys
he
see
had
the
to
fellow
retire.
from
He had no
Georgia
shoulders.
Tech who's like,
Yes.
like
Hell yes.
He's
the new
the
Boz,
classic
baby.
linebacker? I saw him. He's the linebackerest linebacker in the country. Yes. Like bringing it back. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go Boz.
All right, guys. I'm gonna bring up the rear. I'm gonna use athlete very loosely. I think he could compete.
Of course you are.
I'm gonna go Bert Kreischer.
What
not
the
an
fuck
athlete.
did you just say?
What do you mean loosely?
Kreischer.
That's not even. That's not even.
Comedian?
He's not an athlete.
Comedian. No, have you seen him?
I'm
he could do it. He could do it. He could play any sport.
I saw him.
That's not an athlete.
No. He can play any sport.
He's an overweight, alcoholic, middle-aged man, and you're like, that's basically what an athlete
I saw him
is.
and Tom play basketball, and Tom was hospitalized for like 6 months.
But
We're
All right,
bringing
so it's just
comedians.
like,
Let me
this is
change
not-
my picks.
No. Bert.
Yeah, so
Bert's
by athlete, you mean absolutely anybody that I want to talk about that I can just pretend.
He could play
Just 'cause he can
football
pick
today.
Just because he can pick up a football doesn't mean he could play it.
Yes, I think he could block a guy or two. You don't think he could block a guy or two? This guy was
He
named.
might be able to block me.
I
Probably
think
not,
that's
though.
bullshit. I think you need to
this is a
repick that
garbage
pick.
pick.
This guy was named the top
redo the whole
partier in 1970. The Van
He's not
Wilder
an
movies.
athlete.
I'm taking him.
Partiers
Hey, do
too.
you know where he was when he was the top partier in the country in 1997?
FSU.
He was at FSU. Do you know what he wasn't doing on campus at FSU?
He got cut from the team, I'm
fucking
sure.
athletic.
Yeah,
He was not playing football.
I don't think he played.
Hey,
He probably
I got
stopped
Mitchell
in
Schwartz
middle
cooking
school.
meat, and I got the top partier of 1997. I got Van Wilder.
Gosh.
That's
You are
why.
disqualified.
Oh my god!
Disqualified.
You set the rules of
Dis.
this, and then
You
you're
said
like,
athletes.
Hey,
I
I'll do
researched
whatever I
last
want
night.
You don't think
anyway."
Bert could play?
I
No.
couldn't pick Bobby
No.
Flay or Guy Fieri. All right, you dick.
You could have. You chose not to.
No, because they're not
No, you
athletes.
couldn't.
Well,
Bring
let me
two
change. I'll
athletes.
change my picks then.
To who? Who would you guys
God,
change it to?
McCoy.
You just,
Gordon
Rodney
Ramsay
Dangerfield will be
could
on
play
me.
soccer, so I'm going to have Gordon Ramsay cooking.
He actually
at
did
my
play soccer.
tailgate. Isn't that
He
cool?
did.
Sure, Kevin Hart played a sport back in the day.
he played
That's right.
basketball. Yeah. he did.
He's a funny
You
guy.
guys are just jealous of my pick because I have Van Wilder on
no.
mine.
Oh my
I'm
God,
t-
this is
I'm-
almost
I'm
as bad as
angry.
your
Bad.
squeeze.
Not a very Cody positive show is what I'm picking up on.
No,
Come
never
on, man.
is.
You're better
Okay.
than that.
Yeah. Remember, Juice Junkies, you can listen to the show on all major podcast networks and YouTube. Please follow and rate the show and leave us a review through Apple. And we encourage you to follow the YouTube and Spotify channels. Cody, push that subscribe button.
I've pushed it. Have you? Mike, have you pushed it?
It's pushed.
Okay.
Also, be a friend. Tell a friend about the podcast. Ask for stickers. Post them. Join our Juice Junkie community. Cody, back to you.
Boys, we are going to quickly pick our CFP playoff bracket. Everyone's going to run through their 12 teams, and then we'll just destroy each other about it. So,
It's going to happen.
Mike, you're our special guest.
Appreciate
And
it.
I'm going to write them down so we can refer back to Christmas time and see who was smart and who was not. Mike, who's your 12 teams for your
In order?
CFP playoff? Yes, sir.
In order, sir.
All right. Got Ohio State, first seed. Georgia, Clemson, Kansas State,
Okay.
Notre Dame, Texas, Oregon, Penn State, Bama, Ole Miss,
Okay.
Oklahoma State, and Memphis.
Ooh,
Memphis.
I like. Okay. Memphis is sneaky.
Okay.
All right.
And I do have
Hey.
one thing to say. I think Notre Dame's in a good spot at the 5. When you think about it, they get in at the 5. They play the 12th seed, so whoever the at-large team is, at home.
Memphis, obviously.
Memphis,
Blowout.
for me, Memphis. At home, and then their next game's against the 4 seed, which is more than likely going to be the Big 12 champion.
Or
And we all know the
ACC.
Big 12's not. Or, I mean, it could be ACC, but
ACC.
either one of those. Not a amazing team, not a bad team, but, if they're not, it's not Ohio State, it's not Georgia. That's 2 wins, and then they could see themselves in the Final Four.
Ooh.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. That could happen.
That's my 12.
So
ahead.
out of the Big Ten, I've got Oregon winning the Big Ten. I've got Georgia winning the SEC. Utah getting it done in the Big 12. Clemson coming out of the ACC because somebody has to.
Yeah.
After that, in the 5 seed, I've got Ohio State, Tennessee, K-State, Ole Miss, Penn State, Notre Dame, Alabama, and Boise State, who I think should have gotten a Power 5 look.
All right. I got my SEC winner, Georgia, number 1. Big 10 winner, Ohio State, number 2. I have my Big 12 winner, Utah, number 3. And somebody has to win the ACC at number 4. So Miami. All right. I'm going Miami. They got a good transfer portal. We'll see what happens.
The U is
5.
back.
I'm going 5, Oregon. All right. Them losing to the Big 10 championship's going to put them right there at 5. All right, 6, Texas, 7, Alabama, 8, Penn State, 9, Notre Dame, which I think could still work in their favor with the bracket, 10, Tennessee, 11, Kansas State. They're a good program. And then 12, Boise State. They're going to get in there. Yeah. I got my natty Georgia beating Ohio State, unfortunately. I think Ohio State's going to make it. I just don't. I think
I've got
Georgia's
my
on a
natty.
warpath.
Boise State getting the job done. Fuck you, McCoy.
First year, first Cinderella. I think I bet you guys like $5,000 each that a Cinderella wouldn't happen.
Oh, yeah, you're on my
pretty
side
sure,
with
yeah.
that, Mike. Yeah.
I am on your side. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
I'll give them a game, maybe 2, but not a natty.
Yeah. You get
Unless
one
it's
game,
unless
sure.
it's one of those 3-loss Georgia of Ohio State teams.
That's exactly it. Like, there are
That's not a
teams that
Cinderella,
could get a second from last
hate-
place seeding getting the natty.
That's not a
Is
Cinderella.
by definition a Cinderella.
That would be a Cinderella, Mike. If they got the natty.
Ohio State?
No.
That's what I'm saying. If Ohio State was 11 or 10, 12,
Oh,
whatever.
no,
That's
no. That's all right, guys. I will bring up the rear. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Number 1, Joe. You listening? Georgia.
Yes.
Number
Yes.
2, Ohio State.
Same as
3, K-State. Clemson
okay.
at the 4.
Ooh.
And I learned that you can name anyone at this point after that. Am I right?
Yep. that's
Okay,
what
we're
that
going to go Ole Miss, Oregon, Bama, Notre Dame, Mizzou. No one put Mizzou. I'm going to throw Mizzou in there.
Good.
Okay.
Penn
Homer
State,
glasses.
Texas, and Boise.
Ooh, Texas is your 11.
Mm,
Ooh,
I like it.
baby.
I like it. I
Okay.
like it.
We lost
I like it.
Texas coming in there.
That could be your 3 loss right there, baby. That could be your 3 loss
Yeah,
right
Their
there's a
there.
good
schedule,
opportunity.
but
You know what a big loss is, Joe?
Losing Mike because he is so knowledgeable.
Oh, sure. We'll give it
that
to you.
was
Mike,
really nice.
thanks for joining us this week.
That's right.
come on anytime.
Now you're in Colorado. You're gonna have to join our
Yeah,
in-person.
absolutely.
There we
Thanks for
go.
being a juice junkie. One of the OGs. We appreciate it. Next week will be NFL. We got some big CFP games coming up. Thanks overall, Mike. You've been great. We'll never have you back.
Thanks for
but
having me. Thanks for
Oh, yeah.
having me.
It's fun.
Thanks
Long
for
time
your
listener. I enjoy it.
Quick
I hope you
review.
enjoyed your 9 shots of Jack Daniels while you were hanging out with us. That's usually what it requires in order to spend an hour with us.
Yes.
End it with who's gonna win? Who's winning the Natty?
Who's winning
Mike.
the Natty? Mike, who do you got winning the Natty?
Ohio State.
Oh,
Chris.
Come on.
Go Tennessee.
What? Okay. Okay. McCoy.
Georgia. Easy.
Ah, shit. I got Georgia too. I don't want to say it, but I got Georgia too. All right, Juice Junkies, send in your picks. Send in your top 12. See if you're better than us. I bet you are. All right. I bet you
Probably. Statistically.
Oh, love, love, love. We'll see you next week for the NFL episode.
Bye-bye.
See ya.